Hello guys, welcome to Vision MBA. Now guys, in today's video, I am not going to give you many things, and of course, when you try to approach Parajumble or when you try to solve Parajumble, there are many ways. There are many ways by which you can do it. But in this video or in this live interaction, I am just going to give you guys just one way, one approach to get the alignment right. Now, what do you mean by alignment? Alignment is nothing but you get to know which sentence must come where. So that's how exactly it's going to be. I am not going to give you 10 things, but I'm just going to give you one thing. And I hope you understand and get the concept right. Now, guys, first thing first, okay, these are the steps to follow. And it doesn't matter whether you are appearing in CAT examination, CET, CMAT, whatever examination, these steps will definitely help you to get the answer. I've got many requests from many students here. They were requesting me that please give us a video where you explain about Parajumble. However, sometime I can give them an idea. Unfortunately, guys, in Parajumble, the problem is there is no trick, okay? There is no trick and there is no way you can find the answer, but you have to comprehend, you have to understand. And how to do it, that I can tell you. I can help you to get it systematic. And once you practice it, you're going to get better. Make sure that you read all the lines carefully. Now, guys, what happens is the moment you see Parajumble question in the examination, you panic, or maybe already you have decided that I'm not going to attempt this question, or maybe I'm going to skip this question if there's negative marking, or maybe I'm going to randomly attempt this question if there is no negative marking. Without reading the lines, you assume and you gauge. So do not do that. Make sure that you read all the lines the way they are. Okay. So I'm going to write, I'm no matter whether 4 lines, 5 lines are there, I'm going to read all the lines. Do not worry if you do not understand much in first few lines. Of course, guys, now examiner, especially in CAT examination, examiner is going to give you a parajumble where chances are that you might not be able to get the right answer. I mean to say, not the right answer, you won't be able to understand. But as you progress, as you read the third or the second last line or the last line, things will start making sense. And in CAT examination, you got some time. It is a qualitative examination, not quantitative. You need to decide how much time you must invest in what type of questions, because you have to focus on questions which you can get right. Of course, I'm not going to talk about CAT examination just. In CET examination or in other examinations, you got options, but in CAT, you do not. Do not conclude the topic of the jumble passage. Okay, this is what the point is. Now, what happens is, after reading first 2 or 3 lines, people try to assume. They feel that, okay, this is what the answer is. Okay, this is how the examiner is going to talk about, and this is what the examiner is talking about. So do not do that. Do not try to judge. Do not try to judge that what is the answer and what is the meaning of the paragraph. Don't do that. Usually the topic is disclosed or understood in last few lines. Okay, so just be that way. Do not try to gauge the topic just in one go. That's the point. You keep that thing in mind. Moving on, guys. Once you have arranged the line in sequence, make sure to check again. And okay, now here A is missing. Okay, and ask yourself, is this the best possible combination? Now, guys, I'm going to give you one way. When you read the lines, try to ask yourself, can you find a pair? I'm definitely sure that at least one pair you can find out. What I'm trying to say, please focus here. Let's say there are 5 lines. Okay, I'm going to randomly draw, or please do not mind my writing skills. I'm using my finger on the screen. So let's say 5 lines are there. You read them. You will read them patiently. You will read all the lines the way they are. You don't try to judge whether you know the answer or not. And after reading 5 lines, you will come on a conclusion. Okay, these 5 lines are talking about something. You are not going to come on that conclusion that what these 5 lines are talking about after just reading 2 or 3 lines. You will make sure that you read all 5 lines. And after that, ask yourself, is there a way you can find out that definitely these 2 lines are going together? I'm just giving an example. Let's say you read 5 lines, you got to know that maybe 2 and 4, or maybe 1 and 3 are going together. So you got to know that 1 and 3 is a pair. Okay, now it looks like B. So 1 and 3 is a pair. Now all you need to decide or need to know where other lines 2, 4, 5 are going to come. Now, once you got one pair, it becomes easy to try to build around it. If in any examination where options are there, You can check the options. You can see, okay, this pair is there in some of the option. You see that answer, you try to find out what is it. Eliminate the options, you'll get the answer. Unfortunately, in CAT examination, examiner is not going to give you that liberty. However, there is no negative marking too. So now, do not skip this question and do not invest more time than you have already decided. For example, you have decided that out of X number of questions in CAT examination, my target is to get 60% questions right with more than 80% accuracy or 90% accuracy. That's a decent score, trust me. So you need to make a plan and execute accordingly. You do not need to attempt all the questions. If you go for all the questions in CAT examination, you'll end up getting nothing. Okay. Now, guys, in today's live session, I've taken questions from the Vision MBA verbal books. I have not taken questions from the previous examinations. Now, usually people say, students say, sir, my questions or the books which I give to my students, those questions are quite challenging. They are difficult to solve. Okay, now I want to tell them that the reason why those questions are difficult or why they demand a lot from you, because they want to prepare you for the worst case possible scenario. In CAT examination, if you're going to appear, the examiner is not going to show mercy. The examiner is not going to give you easy questions. In CET examination or in any other examination, you can easily answer the questions. If you have gone through those questions, and you'll get the idea what kind of questions usually Vision MBA books have. Not usually, most of the time, every time, in fact. So this is the question. I'm going to hide the options, okay? Because in CAT examination, you won't be having the options. How you attempt the questions, you're going to read the lines. Remember what I said, that you are going to read the line. You're going to make sure that you're going to read the line the way it is and understand what I mean to say. So I'm going to read the lines with you. What is best in the national interest is real politic that dictates the conduct of foreign policy of all nations. India, now after reading first line, I'm not getting a clue what the heck these lines are talking about. Then I might go for, not might, definitely I'll go for the second option or the second line. India is also following a policy that is governed by enlightened self-interest, okay? Nations that have been divided on the basis of ideological grounds have come together with trade and economic interests supervening other interests. Lord Palmerston formulated the off-quote maxim of real politics: there are no permanent friends or permanent enemies, there are only permanent interests. Now, once you read all these lines, now guys, this is the question I've given you from Vision MBA book. And all the questions are like that. The number of questions are sufficient, 50 to 60 questions of Parajumbles are there. And each question will force you to think a lot. It will put you in the corner. It will force you to think a lot so that in examination, everything sounds easy, or at least you won't be getting a shock that, oh my God, how difficult question or the examination is. I know there are many books where the number of questions are easy, you feel good while attempting them, but you cry in the examination. That shouldn't be the case. Now, after reading all four lines, you get to know, okay, these people are talking about the interest of the nation. They become friends, they become foes. I mean to say enemies, depending upon their interest. It is not about anything else. It is about their interest. So the interests are there. Now, all you need to do is you need to ask yourself where the pair is. After reading these four lines, ask yourself where the pair is. Can you find a pair? Think about it, guys. Can you find a pair? Now, let me give you a clue. There is a pair, okay? Or let's say, let me show you the answers also here. Options. Now, that is the reason options are important. Now, imagine options were not there. And when options are given, students never pay attention to the option. They are just simply focusing on answering the questions. Why the heck you're not looking at the options? I want to give you a golden tip today, guys. It doesn't matter which examination you're appearing into, more than question, focus on the options. Trust me, life is going to be at least 30% easier in examination the way it usually is. Think and tell me what is the answer, what it's going to be. It's a challenge, guys, and it is from the Vision MBA book. Now, guys, the one of the option or the pair is, okay, is DA. D is going to be with A. So there is one pair DA. Okay, I'm just giving you a clue how you need to approach. Now, once you know DA is there, of course, when the options are there, you can eliminate. You can straight away eliminate the options where DA isn't there. For example, this is gone, the other one. So these two options got DA. Then you need to ask yourself, okay, now, can you notice CB is a pair? So CB is there. So of course, I get to know after looking at the options that CB is one pair. Now, all I need to find out whether CB is going to be after DA or is going to be before DA. Now, how I'm trying to do this thing, because in examinations where options are given, you can use this approach to answer this question easily. Here, the answer is, guys, DACB. This is the answer. This is the right combination or the alignment of this question. Once again, guys, how to approach? First, you need to read all the lines. Do not panic if you do not understand anything in first few lines. Just go with the flow. After 4 lines, ask yourself what the passage is actually about. Try to make a pair and try to build around it. If in examination options are given, please use those. If options are not, try to make the best possible combination. And before you finalize your answer, ask yourself, is this the best possible thing? But do not invest so much of time, because it doesn't matter whether question is easy or difficult or whether question demands more time, less time. The number of marks for each right attempt is going to be common in all the entrance exams. Let's go for one more question, guys. And once again, I'm not going to show you the options first, or look at the options if you want. But then I want you to try to attempt this question without looking at the options. Okay. So let's read this. The worst victim of this abridgment of fundamental rights was the Great Shankar's Weekly, a pet cartoon magazine of Jawaharlal Nehru that was closed down by Indira Gandhi. Most of the journalists recall, now this is, I'm here, okay, I'm reading this part. Most of the journalists recall with trepidation the black days. Now people are going to say, okay, what you mean by trepidation? Do not get worried if you do not understand the meaning of a certain word or a line. Just go with the flow, guys. Focus on the overall understanding. Internal emergency was clamped down on the country by Indira Gandhi, gagging the press, muffling all forms of dissent, and sending to jail to all those who are favor with the Indira Gandhi regime or out of favor. Now, these people are talking about the emergency we India had. Now, I do not remember the year when the emergency was declared by Indira Gandhi. Anybody who dared oppose Indira Gandhi was sent behind bars. Several newspapers came up with blank editorial pages and political cartoons were banned. Okay, so you need to read these lines and ask yourself a pair, where you can get a pair. Now you are first few lines may not have given you an idea that what these lines are talking about, but once you get to know, once you read it, you get an idea what it could be. Now once again, guys, I'll give you one pair. There is one pair BC. Okay, BC is a pair. Now if BC is a pair, once you get to know that, now once again you see in options where BC is there. BC is there in the first and in the third. Here it isn't there. Okay, in fourth also BC is there. Here it isn't there. So if I see, I have already eliminated 2 options. Now, whether the answer is DBCA or BCDA, ABCD, you need to check that and you need to ask yourself that question. Now, guys, that's the way to approach any question. Now, you guys are able to understand. I'm sure you guys are understanding that how important it is to get the options. And that is the reason CAT examiner is not going to penalize you if you're going to attempt a question incorrectly without options. But then in examinations where options are given, ask yourself, do you really pay attention to the options? You don't even look at it. And that is the reason you do not go right. And then if you are attempting Parajumble, guys, and these are the tough questions. These are from Vision MBA book. I'm not going to give you easy books to attempt. My students know that I focus on concept. I do not believe in making you feel good in the class. Why? Because if you feel good in the class, if that's what my motto is, just like other people, in examination, you will cry. You might cuss me in the session, but you're going to bless me in the examination, and that's what I want. I do not want it to be other way around. And in today's session, I didn't use even a single word of Hindi. Why? Because it's a verbal session and that's how it should be. Now here, the answer is BCDA. That is the answer, guys. Okay, BCDA. Okay, let me Write it in one line, B, C, D, A. So this is the answer, guys. One more tip, guys, whenever you're attempting Parajumble, whenever you're attempting the question, ask yourself that why that is the answer. After getting the answer right or wrong, usually wrong in Parajumble, if the options are not there, you go on to the next one. You feel bad, you feel sad, and you go on to the next question. But why you do not ask this question to yourself that what is the reason? What is the reason why you didn't get the first answer right? And why that is the right answer, which you didn't get or which you were unable to find out? That self-analysis, that introspection will help you to get the right answer next time. At least you'll get better at it. Now let's try one more question, guys. Now I want you guys to read 4 lines, calm down, understand, try to make a pair, and then I will give you, okay, let me put myself on mute or I'll shut my mouth for 2 minutes. You read, you try to make a pair. I hope you guys read, you understood. The Indian space program was poised for a great leap forward, with the organization proposing to embark on 40 rocket launches, placing on one remote sensing satellite after another in space by 2008. And these missions would include a voyage to the moon in 2008. This is not a tall order if one looks back if what this country has achieved to become a major space power in just a span of 40 years. With these 40 launches, ISRO will accomplish in a period of 5 years what it had hitherto taken over 25 years to achieve. Now, once you read these lines, you get to know that these people or these lines are actually talking about the achievements of ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, and they're going to launch a satellite with 40 rocket launches, okay, whatever it is there. In 2008, in just 2008, it had 40 rocket launches. So that's how we have, as an Indian, we should be proud on ISRO, and I'm sure everybody is. So you get to know what the answer is. You focus on the options. And now, guys, here, the answer is option 2, ACDB. Okay. Option 2, ACDB. Once again, one second. Okay. The answer is ACDB. This is the answer. Now, I know people do not find it good. People do not want to work hard. They want to get JBIMS, they want to get IM, they want to get the best of the best, but they do not want to work hard. They do not want, they expect some trick, they expect some gimmick to be given to them so that they can find the answer. But trust me, guys, it doesn't work that way. Of course, if you can answer these questions, or if most of the questions you can easily answer, or at least you can answer 50% the question correctly, that means if you're able to get even one pair right without looking at the options, in examination, wherever options are given, you can easily answer these questions without breaking a sweat. I'm going to give you one more question, but let's not do it. Let's just wrap it up. Read and write as much as you can. In the end, guys, only one suggestion I want to give you, that if you want to be good in Parajumble, what is the funda? What is the way? One suggestion. Make sure that you read a lot, but not just read, you write as well. Because once you read and write, not only you understand, you get to know how the sentence is formed, what is the flow of communication or any process, and that will help you to get the right answer most of the time. The probability of you to get the accuracy more increases. That's it, guys. I hope today's live session of Parajumble you understood, you liked it. Make sure that you always tune in at 9:30 p.m. whenever there is a live session. And please leave a question or anything in the comment section box if you want to. Thank you and stay blessed.